Greetings and salutations. It's Ro, and today I'm going to be reading for you folks. Greetings and salutations. This is Ro. I'm going to be reading for you folks this morning from my upcoming novel, Fang Me Three Times. It's part of the Magic and Mayhen Universe. Chapter 1. You got a little something on your neck. I know Jules meant well. It was her job to make me look fabulous as the weather forecaster for Ask Jacket's local TV station, WASS, but I didn't need her to point out my many imperfections. Next thing, she'd be reminding me about my magical shortcomings. It's my birthmark, okay? I ran out of concealer. Give me a break. Jules pouted. Sorry, babe. I forgot. It sure looks bigger tonight, though. Is that normal? Goddess, Jules, you know it gets bigger on a full moon, and since tonight is a lunar eclipse, it's extra sensitive. The annoying mark had been stinging all day. It covered an area the size of a nickel on the left side of my neck and raised like a lovely ripe bruised berry once a month, compliments of my Germanic witch ancestry. I'm sorry. Okay, let's have you stand over there and give me some right side action then. It's your hottest angle anyway. I rolled my eyes. Jules always did her best to make me feel like a badass weather chick, even though that couldn't be further from the truth. I brushed my strawberry blonde hair out of my face, grateful I'd had my hair blown out earlier at the hairdresser. Tonight was a big night for our little news show, and I wanted to look great. It was a still night out in the woods, thankfully. There was no wind, a blessing after the series of thunderstorms we'd had that week. Typically, the weather in Ass Jacket was pretty close to perfection thanks to the high level of magical activity. Not that I was responsible for any of it. I should have been, but that's a story for a later time. I thought I'd have you stand on the bridge while the eclipse is happening. I can get some great shots beforehand. The abutment will make a nice backdrop. You said but. Jules held a hand to her mouth and giggled. I did say but. I'm glad you're amused. Now come on, let's get ready. Jules had the best eye for camera work. Most people lauded the impressive visual prowess of a Cooper's Hawk shifter, but Jules could back that up with mad creativity and skills. She should have been doing more than being my camera person. I kept telling her she should go to film school like she wanted to, but she waved off all compliments. Thank you, Jules. We need to go live in 6 minutes to give the weather update on the 11 o'clock news, and then we can take a break until we get the shots at midnight. Right on, Jules said. Let me get my tripod set up. I held my microphone confidently and waited for Jules to give me the signal. And 3, 2. She pointed at me and I gave my best TV smile. Good evening. I'm Wilma Vetter and I'm coming to you live from the Jacket Hole Bridge. The skies above our hometown are perfectly clear, so be sure to join us at midnight for a special broadcast of tonight's lunar eclipse. The blood moon will be perfectly visible with the naked eye and is sure to give you a thrill. I thought about going into the magical history of this blessed event, but there was always the chance a human could come across our broadcast, and we didn't need them snooping around town. Unwanted visitors didn't fare well with the Ass Jacket magical community. With my pedigree, I'd been welcomed with open arms, and I intended to deliver the weather forecast this town deserved, even if I couldn't deliver on my own birthright. We'll be back at midnight with footage of the eclipse. Stay tuned. And cut, Jules yelled. I exhaled and let everything droop. I spent so much of my life trying to be an upstanding citizen, a clever and productive member of the Ass Jacket Society, and a no-nonsense witch. It was a lot of work. Sometimes I wished I could have an adventure, find true love, something that involved risks and coloring outside the lines. But I had my family's reputation to uphold, and the Vetters were known throughout the magical world as hard-working, serious magic users. Love and excitement weren't in my cards, and didn't that suck? I looked in the mirror and pulled out my makeup kit, telling myself for the millionth time to stop scratching my neck. Why do we tell ourselves not to do these things? It was hopeless. My neck was going to be all red and splotchy for the broadcast, and there was nothing I could do about it. Jules was a great friend and colleague, especially when she used her camera angles to cover up any imperfections in my appearance. I was standing next to Jules' utility van using her side mirror when I heard a noise no one wants to hear when out on a deserted country road at night. Jules had insisted we come outside of Ass Jacket city limits to this highway because the views of the eclipse would be so much brighter, but I immediately regretted that decision, great abutments or no. There was a rustling in the leaves just inside the tree line and the sounds of moaning. Not like the kind of moaning folks do when they're enjoying themselves. This was masked maniac in the woods kind of moaning, and it was getting louder. I went to call for Jules, but I didn't want to alert who or whatever might be out there. I tiptoed around the front of the van and started for the bridge, but movement in the trees caught my eye. Through the underbrush, I saw what looked like three people dressed in black, staggering around like zombies in Night of the Living Dead. Great. Ass Jacket was weird enough. We didn't need zombies, too. I moved here a year ago, and since then I'd spent all of my time getting the Ass Jacket news program off the ground. In that time, I'd seen a lot of peculiar activity. Coming from a small village outside of Berlin, I'd met plenty of witches and warlocks in my lifetime, and wolf shifters were plentiful. But Ass Jacket had a much more diverse population. It was one of my favorite things about the move, that and buying a house of my own. However, zombies were not going to endear me to the strange little town. Jules! My stage whispering was pretty lame, but it succeeded in getting her attention. Yeah? But then she spotted the movement as well and quickly shifted to her hawk form. I will never get tired of seeing her fly. Jules swooped down from the bridge and into the trees. As she flew in closer, the zombie-acting figures shrieked like little girls on an elementary school playground, and one of them ran full speed out of the trees and smack into me. You're going to have to look for the book when it comes available in October. The release date is October 26th, and pre-orders will be up soon. You can find yours at www.rlmerrillauthor.com. Thank you so much to the San Mateo Public Library for having us again this month. We're sorry we can't be there in person, but hope to be there again soon. Have a wonderful October.